I'll begin by expressing gratitude again for all the law enforcement agencies, the men and women in this organization, for the community members, for their support during a difficult time. Our deputy, Juan Johnny Ruiz, has been with the organization for 3 years. He's came to his injuries. He never regained consciousness. But as a selfless public servant and his family feeling the same way, they have made the decision that they will be donating his organs. So right now he's in the process of being tested to determine the viability. And over the course of the next few days, he will be making a sacrifice so that others will benefit. I will do my best to walk you through a very tight and succinct timeline of the incident and how it occurred. It was on October 9th in the morning that our deputies received a call of a suspicious person that was known in the area. Believed to be a drug user, somewhat of a nuisance. The location was 33708 West Pecan Road. The deputies responded to the area but weren't able to locate the person at that time. They did get information on him and determined that he had warrants for his arrest. The suspect is Hurley, as you know. They returned to the area around 8:30, where he had fled again. They stayed on it, and at 9:13, they were able to locate and apprehend him at 33625 West Mobile Lane. That area is some distance away from our district, for those of you who are familiar with the county. And Deputy Ruiz took custody of him and transported him to our district. Prior to transport, he had put a call in to have one of our other deputies meet him there, who would be the wagon, to transport the suspect onto jail. When Deputy Ruiz arrived at the district, there were 2 other MCSO sworn employees in the district doing paperwork and handling other administrative tasks. Deputy Ruiz brought Hurley into the holding area, and as is standard process and protocol, he removed his handcuffs and attempted to put him to one of the holding cells. It was at that time that he was initially passive resistant and then turned on the deputy, and the fight ensued. During the fight, on several occasions, Deputy Ruiz attempted to transmit from his radio requesting assistance unsuccessfully. The suspect beat him unconscious. The suspect then took the keys to the deputy's vehicle, crashed through the gate, and fled the area. Citizens saw what they believed was obviously not a deputy driving the car and called in a potential stolen vehicle, at which time Avondale responded. Our deputies at the district were notified as they tried to raise Deputy Ruiz on the radio unsuccessfully, and they found him in the holding cell unconscious. Rendered aid and initially tried to place him into a squad car to take him as quickly as possible to the hospital, but the paramedics who were already on their way met them there and took the deputy to the hospital, as I stated earlier, where he never regained consciousness and has been on life support since. Immediately we began our manhunt, assisted by several other agencies. The suspect abandoned the MCSO vehicle and carjacked another vehicle, which has not yet been recovered. As we scoured the community later that evening, we received a call of a shooting that occurred. Pardon me for one moment while I give you the location. (1208 South 373rd Avenue). We had tactical units throughout the valley, some responding to that area, but we had no idea at the time that that incident would be tied to the incident that occurred at the district. What had occurred was the suspect Hurley had gone there and gotten into he had been in a previous conflict with the homeowners there, is still yet undetermined as to the root of that issue. Armed with a handgun, he fired onto the resident. Resident returned fire, and in the gunfire exchange, Hurley was fleeing, was struck 3 times by the gunfire, 2 inconsequential, 1 more serious strike. He is currently hospitalized and stable. When our deputies realized, as they were there rendering aid to him, they realized that after seeing the tattoos and getting a good look at him, that he was the suspect in the attack on Deputy Ruiz. As it stands, he is pending his initial appearance on the warrants and the violations, the warrants for probation violations and child molestation, pending additional charges, which will be coming soon. I don't know what else to say. I will tell you that I have the utmost respect for the men and women's organization. Excuse me. I have great appreciation for our colleagues at other agencies who came to the aid. I would hope that members of this community have a more clear understanding of the dangers that these men and women face every day. Deputy Ruiz's family needs more than your prayers. They need to know that you actually care, that men and women put on badge and uniform and sacrifice their lives. We'll release more information at the appropriate time. I think that's enough for now.